10 tips for taking multiple choice test. CSEC exams, college entrance exams, classroom tests, and most other examinations contain multiple choice questions. Since you will no doubt encounter these types of questions on your CSEC exams, learning some test-taking strategies will be very beneficial. Tip number 1. Read the entire question. Read a multiple choice question in its entirety before glancing over the answer options. Students often think they know what a question is asking before reading it and jump straight to the most logical answer. This is a big mistake and can cost you dearly on multiple choice exams. Read each question thoroughly before reviewing answer options. Tip number 2. Answer it in your mind first. After reading a question, answer it in your mind before reviewing the answer options. This will help prevent you from talking yourself out of the correct answer. Tip number 3. Use the process of elimination. Using the process of elimination, cross out all the answers you know are incorrect and then focus on the remaining answers. Not only does this strategy save time, it greatly increases your likelihood of selecting the correct answer. Tip number 4. Select the best answer. It's important to select the best answer to the question being asked, not just an answer that seems correct. Often, many answers will seem correct, but there is typically a best answer to the question that your professors are looking for. Tip number 5. Pay particularly close attention to the words not, sometimes, always, and never. An answer that includes always must be irrefutable. If you can find a single counterexample, then the answer is not correct. The same holds true for the word never. If an answer option includes never, a single counterexample will indicate the answer is not correct. Tip number 6. Read every answer option. Read every answer option prior to choosing the final answer. This may seem like a no-brainer to some, but it is a common mistake students make. As we pointed out in the previous section, there is usually a best answer to every multiple choice question. If you quickly assume you know the correct answer without first reading every answer option, you may end up not selecting the best answer. Tip number 7. Answer the questions you know first. If you're having difficulty answering a question, move on and come back to tackle it once you've answered all the questions you know. Sometimes answer easier questions first can offer your insight into answering more challenging questions. Tip number 8. All of the above and none of the above. When you encounter all of the above and none of the above answer choices, do not select all of the above if you are pretty sure any one of the answers provided is incorrect. The same applies for none of the above if you are confident that at least one of the answer choices is true. Tip number 9. Check your paper. With the time that you have left, go over your paper and make any changes necessary. The myth that your answer should never be changed and that your first answer is always the right one is just that, a myth. If you know one of your answers is wrong or realize that you misread an item, then change your answer. Sometimes you may have been reminded of an answer to a question by another question. And for the final tip, tip number 10, ignore superstitions when doing multiple choice exams. Don't waste time looking for patterns in your answers. Don't become worried if you find you have produced 4 C answers in a row. Tests are usually constructed with the answers in a random order, and the instructor has not viewed the pattern of answers the same way that you have.